Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. And today we're back with another Microsoft Flight Simulator video, and this is the PMDG 737-600. It just came out. It costs $35, which I was very surprised. I believe they had announced it would cost $50, so I had absolutely no plans to buy this. I was thinking about picking up the 800 since it's the most famous version, but seeing this for 35, I was like, that looks like a really good price. That's very fair. And look at this beauty. It's a 737, a little bit shorter. This is the Gen-Edge livery. You can get it on the PMDG Operations Center. It's just another non-existent terminal. As you can see, we have a PMDG staircase truck, not sure. I think it's stair truck or stairs. Here you can see the texture inside the engine, the fans. We're gonna be doing a quick flight. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And it also lets me know you guys enjoy the content. So can we read this? We can. Look at the attention to detail. Very nice. Very nice. So we do have a GPU connected. Some baggage. Okay. Okay, looking good. We are in Las Vegas. And this is the inside. It looks really nice. We have the circuit breakers, which I don't believe they work. I don't see any option to pop them out. Oh, that's the armrest, okay. Okay, moving around. Very nice, a jump seat. Here, you guys can come with me for this flight. Can we open this? I don't think, no, there we go. I don't think so. Can we walk through this? Nope. Okay. Yeah, let's leave this open. Control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are the quick views we have. And let me bring up my checklist real quick. I did get a checklist for this. Parking brakes. So you have to hold your brakes and then you set the parking brakes. And if you try to release this without holding the parking brakes, it's not going to do anything. So you have to hold the parking brake again, and then you release the thing. You release this. You can stow your yoke, which helps a lot. Okay, so parking brake is set. Battery and standby power on. So battery and standby power, it is on and guarded. Emergency lights. Ground power confirm connected. There we go. No. There we go. We do have ground power connected. Lights as required. IRS set to nav. Control 7. There we go. Now we can do our tests. Okay. I think we have to have these on to do the overheat. I believe. Yeah. We can hold this one for 5 seconds. And the light comes up. Nice. Oxygen. Oxygen is... I'm gonna guess it's the mask we have on the side. Yep. Packs signs on auto. Hydraulic pumps are on. Yaw damper is on. Window heat is fully on. Left aft fuel pump. APU start and monitor. There's like a spot to click this, and this is where we monitor. And here we have the APU. Absolutely beautiful sounds. APU gens, so APU bleed. After 1 minute we can set it on. Okay. So we can get rid of the GPU. We can check the APU gen. It is generating power. Good. FS actions. Yeah. Okay. I have not flown this a whole lot, so I'm still getting familiar with this. I'm gonna remove the wheel chocks. And I believe it's been a minute, so APU bleed. Packs on auto. 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 Isolation valve open. We can set the altimeter. There we go. Transponder is set. Fuel load and boarding is complete. Takeoff, cruise, altitude, landing altitude, yeah. Let's fix all this. It's gonna be very, very straightforward, very simple. So, FMC. I'm gonna copy this over here. Route. I've done 2 flights here. And I still have them here, so this one. Oh, we have to wait, I think. Yep, so load. We're gonna be using runway 19 right. There we go, save. Activate. 19 right. Execute. Looking good. We can request this, so it's very, very straightforward. There we have it. Load. Cruise altitude 10,000, which is good enough for me. Next page, and we're good. So index, departure is going to be runway 19 right, yes. And according to Navigraph, it's a direct to Fido and then Jason, Whiskey, so yeah, no transitions. Let's go back to the airport chart. There we go. Okay, so this is looking good. Did it clear the performance? It looks like it did. I think I might have to execute. I might have forgotten to execute this. Load and execute. There we go. So execute. Takeoff. We are going to be using flaps 10. So we have our V speeds right here. Again, very, very straightforward. I really love this. It's so handy, so easy. Dry runway. So far, so good. It looks like we have everything here. And back to my checklist. Takeoff data is complete. Cruise altitude pressure panel, which is up here. We are at 4,500. And we're going for 10,000. Good. MCP. 10K. We're gonna initially do 200. Flight directors both on. Anti-collision light is on. Okay, fuel pumps on as required. And that means all of them. Packs are off. Ignition is on both. Engine and choose start switch on ground. And we're gonna look for the N2 right here. So down below we have the N2. We are looking for between 20 and 25. And is it the APU bleed? No, it's on. This is open. Why am I not getting off, auto? APU is doing APU stuff. It's on ground. Professional pilot right there. Professional pilot. We have 20. We can introduce fuel. Okay. We got the click. We're gonna do the same for engine number 1, so ground. So it looks like we have 2 good engine starts, and generators 1 and 2. Okay, and ignition, engine 1 and 2 start switches on auto or continuous, so... Okay. Probe heat on, which is this right here. Wing and engine anti-ice is required, not required. Engine 1 and 2 bleed on. It is on. Packs can be on auto, which is the middle position. Recirc fans on auto. Isolation valve on auto. APU bleed and APU on off. Okay, so far so good. We're gonna be taking off on flaps 10. Elevator trim is okay. Flight controls full and free. Engine instruments, LNAV, VNAV armed as required. There we go. Auto throttle armed. Are you armed? Okay. Taxi lights and auto brake. So, auto brake. And taxi lights. We also have a logo light, which we're gonna keep off, and wings, which will be off as well. Okay, so that's it for the taxi. Park and brake. There we go. You can also use this, so you can do a quick checklist before takeoff, after takeoff. We're going to be taking a left here. This is loud, isn't it? But the engine sounds, they are beautiful. I am very, very happy with the engines. Pre-departure. We are gonna reset fuel flow. Okay. Then rate. V-speeds check. Everything else check. For takeoff, position lights, taxi lights. Okay, so position lights on strobe and ready. Taxi lights coming off. Runway. There we go. Transponder on TARA. Okay, clock start. And all we have to do is line up and take off. Engines are stable. There's a pixel here for takeoff thrust. Oh, we're a little bit heavy. There we go.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear coming up. Let's maintain our speed with the pitch. There we go. LNAV. Flaps 5. Landing gear on the off position. Flaps coming up. We are on level change. Okay. Everything is looking good. Let's take the outer brake on off. After takeoff, gear up, it is up. Autopilot is engaged. Outer brake is off. Gear lever is off. Engine start switch on off. Okay. Runway turn off lights off. Flaps retract as appropriate. Cabin pressure we should check, and it is looking good. There we go. $250. And that's it for the checklists. As you can see, we do have the heads-up display, which works quite well. I gotta say, this is really, really nice. And if you want to have it on the 737 for you, it's here. PMDG aircraft equipment. Let's take a look real quick. I had to look for this. I believe it's HGS. So we can check real quick if that's it. Yeah. So if you want the heads-up display, it's this. And a really nice thing is you can just play around with the FMC so you can figure out what is what. I really like this. Just so we can check an example, flight test package. If we look behind the airplane, we don't have anything, but now we do. Now we do. This is used to test airplanes. Very, very easy. As you can see, we do have some wing flags. Looks really, really beautiful flying. Sadly, I didn't really notice a whole lot of liveries for this. It's not a very common airplane, so they don't really have that many liveries on the official PMDG center. But I'm pretty sure very, very soon we're gonna have a bunch of liveries on flightsim.to. And that's what I'm hoping. If I'm being honest, I would love an Ad Force 1 livery. Or like Futurama livery. I really like that kind of stuff. Let's prepare for the arrival. We're gonna be on runway... What runway was it? Let me check real quick. We are going to be landing on runway 32. It's going to be a visual approach. So let's execute. Back on legs. There we go. Execute. Yeah, it's going to be a very short final. What we can do here, since we don't have any sort of procedure properly published as far as I know, we can select either one of the arrivals for 32. So RNAV 32 Yankee, and let's check here. See this line here, we can use this to plan our approach. So we can do this. And I'm saying about doing this simply due to not having any chart or anything on Navigraph. So I'm gonna direct to Jasgo after Jason. So there we go. As you can see, this is our new flight plan. I'm gonna execute. There we go. And it does give us a altitude path. So at Jasgo we have to be above 7,500. So 7,500 A above. So at 7,500 or above. And then this is the flight path it's given us. So 75, 69, nice. 45, yep. Looking good. This is a real flight. Just in case you're wondering, this is a real flight. I believe the altitude is slightly different. I think it's 14,000. But I'm just gonna go with what I got from, I think, SimBrief. And since we are getting very, very close, just so we can be a little bit realistic, we're gonna turn this off. Yes, that's realistic for this flight. That is very much realistic. We are getting somewhat close to our top of descent, so let me bring up the checklist again. So destination weather, we do have it. Arrival data, we should have it here. So index, approach. Oh, we do not have it. We're gonna do flaps 30. VREF is 137. Good. So yeah, if you're looking for the approach page, it's on index, approach. 137, 30. So far so good. Radios set. Warning check. MCP, okay. Altimeter minimums. Auto brake as required. I'm gonna use auto brake tube. Cabin pressure, landing lights. I think I had the wrong altitude for the first airport. But yeah, 45 is where we're going. So yeah. There we go, let's get this ready. Cabin pressure, landing lights, runway turn off lights, seat belts as required. As you can see, I didn't even turn off the landing lights. It's such a short flight, and solo it's really not required. Okay. Legs. And if you look at the checklist here, and you do have this little knob button, which you can use as you go through the checklist. So pressurization, landing altitude, recall, auto brake, landing data, VRAF, minimums. It's very easy, so you can remember what you have to do. And then approach. We do have charmed speed brakes. Getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but it's fine. Okay, 7,500. Level change. Let's adjust the range here. There we go. I am descending slightly earlier. I like descending a little bit early when I'm flying. Especially when I'm flying something new, something I'm not very familiar with how much energy you have to burn. Engine start modes on continuous. Bam. Landing gear will be coming down later. I'm going through the checklist just so I can make sure I'm not going to forget anything. And it's looking good so far. As you can see, we do have the runway in sight, so we should start slowing down. We have a table of speed restrictions for the flaps, so we can do up to flaps 5 with 250 knots. So flaps 5. And the VRAF is 137. Okay. That's okay. Landing gear is coming down. The landing gear helps a lot with the drag, so you're gonna lose a lot of speed very quickly. Okay. Flaps 30 is 176. We're not gonna have to do that. Autopilot coming off. Ooh. And flaps 30. There we go. So, a very handy thing you can do if you're flying with the heads-up display. You see this butterfly? You have this near the runway, and that's where your airplane is going. And then you just have to keep an eye on the airspeed and altitude. And the terrain, trees, stuff like that. I aim slightly before the runway, just so I have a little bit of room to glide in.
500. Sync rate. Sync rate.
Landing gear is down. I only have 2 flights with this, so it might not be the best, but I'm trying to be conservative, doing a low approach.
50.
There we go.
30. 20. 10.
There we go. Reverse thrust. $80 knots. I think we greased it. That was a really good landing. I did 2 flights. I did a somewhat challenging approach on a very famous airport in Brazil. It's got like a really tiny runway, so that's where I did that flight. I was like, this is a very small airplane. You can take off and land from almost anywhere, so I might as well go somewhere I know there's barely any runway. And then I did this one so I could check it out. Checklist. I'm using a checklist on my phone. It really helps. Laps coming up. Speed brake. Retract. Transponder as required. Position lights on steady. There we go. Landing and runway turn off lights. Taxi lights. APU start and APU bleed coming on. Anti-ice as required. Probe heat coming off. Engine start switches on off. Auto brake on off. Taxi lights. Okay. Auto brake is off. We can get rid of you. And I think we might actually cross the runway, so we are gonna have to use our landing lights again real quick. So have you flown the 737-600 yet? PMDG just released this for $35 US. I was very, very surprised. In a good way, like, that's a really fair price for this. This runway is closed, so no need for the landing lights or strobe. It looks like we have people waiting for us. We are very, very important. Okay, I'm gonna be turning off the landing lights. I don't want to blind the ground crew. And the taxi lights are very, very bright. Are you gonna move your sticks? No sticks? No sticks? Okay then. Park and brake. And checklist again. Flaps up. It is up. Taxi lights, APU generator on and check. Six. APU gen. Yep. Okay, parking brake is set. And now we can cut off the fuel. Okay, so it looks like we can turn off the anti-collision lights. So, anti-collision lights off. Ground equipment in position, fuel pumps as required. So, we're going to leave the left aft fuel pump for the APU. Isolation valve open. Flight directors off. There we go. And what we can do right now is we can request a GPU. So chocks, request ground power, and once we get ground power we can turn off the APU. This way we're gonna save a little bit of fuel. Okay, looking good. Okay, fuel pump off as well. And this is the PMDG 737-600. It just came out for $35 US. It's really, really good, I think. And for the price, for $35, it's a really, really good buy. I'm gonna be honest here, I had no intentions of buying the 600 version. I was thinking about buying the 800 maybe. I didn't get the 700, so I don't have anything to compare the 6 to the 700, but I'm gonna imagine they are pretty much the same, except the 600 is slightly shorter. I imagine that's it. So the 600 is really, really worth buying for $35. It's an excellent aircraft. It's truly a study level aircraft. Apparently we do have an EFB coming in the future, and I think really well made EFB will really improve your experience with the 737. I like this. I'm gonna be flying this a lot on the next few days. I'm just gonna finish this video. I'm gonna add it, upload to YouTube, and then I'm gonna sleep. I haven't slept yet. I really need some sleep. I'm gonna be flying this on the next few days because I really, really like this. And this thing is a rocket. You can gain speed very, very, very fast. And you can stop very quickly. If you get this yourself and you want to check a very short runway, look for Sierra Bravo Romeo Juliet. It's in Brazil. It's insane how short the runway is. And people land there in real life. If you look for videos on YouTube, it's a very short runway. So if you want a suggestion for a short runway for a short aircraft, that's it. Again, I hope you enjoyed. I know I did. This was a very, very fun flight. This is a very fun aircraft, and this is a really fun aircraft, and I truly feel like it's worth buying this one, especially if you don't have the 737 yet. Like, I didn't have the 737, now I do, and I had a blast flying this. It does include a manual, which I have not read the whole thing yet. It's fairly long, like over 100 pages long. You can make your flight plans on SimBrief, and then you can download the flight plan and then place them inside your routes folder. It's very straightforward, very easy to do. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and it also lets me know you guys are enjoying the content. And wherever you are, I hope you stay safe, fly safe, and thank you for everything. Bye bye.